Hi, this is a reading for Capricorn, you and your person. I'm going to see what is the shared dynamic, how you view the situation, how they view it, how you guys feel about each other, and the action that you guys will take in the connection in the coming days. So I'm going to start with the romance angels for you, Capricorn. So says express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Okay, let's see how you're coming in. All right, I get 3 cards per segment. So let's see, Capricorn. How does Capricorn view this connection? How does Capricorn view this connection? Okay, so you've got the 4 of Wands, which is great for a love reading. Page of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So I think there's a lot of optimism and curiosity. The Page of Wands on your part. You feel secure. This is the 1111 counterpart card. There's some sort of home life dynamic that you're either aspiring to or that you currently share with this person. Ace of Swords is about clarity. Cutting through the crud to get to the real situation. So there's like truth. You feel able to be honest, and you view this as a connection that has a lot of potential. The 2 of Pentacles underlying this is about balancing, about keeping in the flow. Sometimes it can be like keeping your options open or balancing, or like having more than one party that you're dealing with, but it also can be just being in the balance, being in the flow. Show me Capricorn's person. How do they view this connection? Okay, right as I said that about that 2 of Pentacles, the 7 of Cups came out, and that is about like keeping your options open, that energy. Oh, okay. So they view this connection. Let's see. They've got the 7 of Cups, 7 of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. 7 of Cups is about keeping options open. It's also about muddled thinking, superficiality, various choices, delusions, temptation. And then the 7 of Swords, this is about deception energy. It's very deceptive. It's being like keeping away from the norms, ulterior motives. Possibly they view this as something they're not sure about, or they view you as somebody that may be scheming or contemplating something behind their back, or something that you haven't shared, or possibly they're doing that to you, but they're viewing this connection as something they have to be deceitful towards, or they feel betrayed. Also with the Knight of Wands, this is the player knight, right? Because it's about being in the moment, never really being dependable. There's no follow through with the Knight of Wands. Like they're here for the moment, and but they're very much adventurous. It's an extrovert energy. It's very exciting. And the Chariot underlying this is about feeling like this is the right direction. Also, it could be conquest and victory. That's Cancerian energy. How does Capricorn feel about this connection? How does Capricorn feel? You just got the Chariot as well in your feelings. Okay, wow. So how you feel is 8 of Swords. This is self-limiting beliefs. There's something that is imposing upon your feelings, keeping you entrapped in some sort of negative thought loop. The Chariot, this is about uniting two opposing forces and forward movement, transportation. I feel like you're going forward with this energy, but with the 8 of Swords in your feelings, that's not a really great energy. Let's see what's underlying. Judgment. This is about decisions, making the final judgment. And then the Fool came out. All my cards are upright in the deck, so for this to come out in reverse, it meant to. And the Fool reverse is about thoughtless actions, not thinking about the consequences, being impulsive, and that's how that came out in your feelings. So I feel like you're going forward despite your reservations and despite these intrusive thoughts and feelings you might be having. And that's what's causing some impulsivity in your part. And the Judgment here is like this Pluto energy. It's about making the right choice, making the right judgment and call. Let's see this person's feelings. Okay, so they've got the Page of Swords. That's way too many. Hold on. Show me this person's feelings for Capricorn. All right, the 9 of Cups and the 5 of Cups reversed. So the Page of Swords, this is being very intellectual. Swords is air, and that's about our mental, our minds. So for this to be in their feelings, there's something that is, it's like logic over heart. Like their thoughts are more assertive over their feelings. And that's underlined by the Queen of Swords, which is also air energy. And that's about, you know, the perception, being independent, articulate, being very vocal. The 5 of Cups in reverse, this is somebody that has deep wounds. And they're in some sort of recovery here. And the 9 of Cups upright, that's about, you know, wish fulfillment. It's also can speak of indulgence, but for them to have 2 sword energies in their feelings, and you as well have sword in your feelings with the 8 of Swords, there's a lot of thoughts that are convoluting the feels. But this person in particular is healing from some sort of wounding, and it was a deep wound. So, and they also have a lot of high hopes for this. With the 9 of Cups, they have sincere, like a sincere hope, lust that this is what they want it to be, and that you and them are going to be whatever it is that they're. Capricorn's actions in the coming days towards this person. So the 4 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles again. All right, so I'm going to take the extra cards just because they came out. This is 4 of Swords, King of Cups. The King of Cups is emotionally intelligent, very emotionally available. It's the King of Love. 4 of Swords is about a mental respite. feeling like you can let your guard down and heal, getting rest and receptivity. But these two cards aren't the greatest. The Four of Cups is about not paying attention to something that you're being given, an opportunity that's being extended by the divine, because you're bored or experiencing apathy. It's also an energy of no movement. This person isn't moving. So there's something to be said for this lack of forward movement. I'm sorry, I thought this was the Five of Pentacles. My bad. This is the Three of Pentacles, which is way better. It's about teamwork and collaboration. So I feel like you will be going forward with your feelings and you're emotionally wise. So in your with the King of Cups, you're very much available emotionally to this person in your actions, and that's underlined by the Page of Swords. This is a very curious energy. Very much like wanting to talk, talkative, communicative. What is this person's actions towards Capricorn in the coming days? So the Ace of Wands, that's good. That's the beginning. And wands are about sexuality, sensuality, spirituality. It's fire. And it's about beginnings and opportunities and vitality and sensuality. And that's followed by the Nine of Swords. So there's some sort of troubled in anxiety. This is like blaming the self energy. Nine of Swords is about being kept up at night, having insomnia, intrusive thoughts. So they're definitely going to have an aspect in their actions that are holding them back. And this Two of Wands, it's like, which way do you choose, right? There's two different options, and you've got to choose one. And so it seems like they're going to be going back and forth in some sort of regard in their actions towards you. And I think it has a lot to do with their intrusive thoughts here. But they do have a strong pull towards you with this Ace of Wands energy. And then, look, it's underlined by the Devil. Your card, Capricorn, but this is about temptation, vices, fear, attachment, restrictions, pessimism, distrust, yeah, I said addictions. Okay. Let's get some island time wellness for you in this connection, Capricorn, to see if we can get some more information. All right, so this is Cupid's arrow. Have faith, love is coming. Surprise invitation or meeting. And then unconditional love, self-love, oneness, affection, attraction. So Cupid's arrow and love here. And also you've got self-indulgence, focuses on the self, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. And then mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflect our wounds. And this is really poignant for that Devil energy, because you both got the Devil. I feel like you guys are mirroring each other in the fear, and some sort of fear. And then they've got the Sword and the Rose underlying. And this is clarity, truth, force, honor, protection, and power. And you did have the Ace of Swords in your how you view this. So the Sword and the Rose, and then the Ace of Swords here for you, Capricorn. I feel like this dynamic is a little dangerous just because it has the capacity to go really bad if you're not fully aware of, each other's wounding. So just be mindful that hurt people, and, be mindful of your own limitations and restrictions, and just be honest with this person and see, where it goes, and just know that try not to take things too personally with how people treat you. Just know that it's from their own people treat people based on their own like thoughts of their self, and it's never really about the other person. It's mostly coming from a place of insecurity on the other person's part. I don't know why I feel the need to say that. Someone needed to hear that. But anyways, Capricorn, I really hope these messages helped you, and I wish you all the best.